All right, guys, good morning. Sorry it's been a slow morning for me. I'm on daddy duty, and little man is definitely sick. So it has been a lot of fun. Anyway, evolution. It is payday tonight, so later today. Look for those dividends. Watch Country Boy's live stream for the exact amount being paid to the contract, and then simply divide your tokens by the total number of tokens to get your percentage. And that is how much of that you're going to get. So, for example, if you have, there's no one that has 10,000 tokens, but Mad Dog is pretty close. I think he's at 9,000 now. So he would be just under 10%. He'd be like 9.3 or something like that. Just quick math. And so, for example, if there was one whole Ethereum being sent into the contract as dividends, then his payout would be 0.09. That's the way that works. So look forward to that today, guys. Like I said, keep watching Country Boys. Keep an eye out for his stream. That is when the payouts are going to happen. Perhaps just before, who knows? Sometimes he likes to pay first and then stream. Either way, it doesn't matter. Now, you may have noticed, for my longtime viewers, my token count did decrease. I know what you're thinking. Jarhead, it's payday. Why? Well, I finally did it. I joined the damn dark side and got into arbitraging, okay? There is just too much happening with this program, with this platform, for me to not want to be into it. Personally, the M-Bot has got me just absolutely rabid. I cannot wait to get into this thing, so I'm going to start accumulating some ARB tokens now. Of course, for those who would like to do other things, there is the A-Bot available right now. Let's see, I've got a buy order in for more ARB, but only some of it is filled. So, anyway, the A-Bot is available now. You do have to have, I think $250 was the minimum that you have to have before you can put it in the A-Bot. And that is calculated off of the number of tokens you send to your wallet at this price. So at this price, you would need, come on, math, don't fail me now. For 250, you would need around, come on, man, like 83, 84, or 80 ARB tokens to be able to use it. But for those that have been in for a while and perhaps got in a good price, that's not a big deal. Or, for those that have $250, you just send $250 worth of Ethereum into the platform, buy it off the market, and you're good to go. Now, like I said, I am very, very, very excited about this. If you look at the roadmap, it says it's coming out in July, and we're halfway through the month. So I'm hoping it comes out within the next couple of weeks. I do believe this one is going to be a $500 minimum investment. That's what I've been told. So I'm trying to work my way up to that $500 so I can start playing with it. But it just, it sounds very exciting, and I've been begging Austin for more details, and he won't really share a whole lot with me. He's just teasing everybody at this point. But he has had some hands-on experience, and everything that he has told me, it sounds like this is something that's right up my alley. This is exactly what I want. And good news for people in the gears. I'm going to play with this a little bit to see if this would work for my plan to save the gears, to pay out the gears. Now, this would probably be a little bit slower, but, a whole lot easier for me to do, and probably a little bit safer. So there's that, which is good. So yes, I finally did join the dark side, and Austin just kept hammering it, kept going on, and so I FOMO'd in. Damn it, Austin. Let's see. Oh, speaking of FOMO, what else do we got here? Let's see how that's doing. I checked in on it earlier this morning, and I was just under my 200% ROI off of dividends alone, and that was at 600. So it was like 611 is when I looked at that. So let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm over 200% ROI just on dividends because I've already pulled off 0.08. I've got 0.12, and I initially only put in 0.1. So I'm at my 200%. I've doubled my money just in dividends off of FOMO. Now, if you're looking to get in, I would have, 4 or 5 days ago, I would have told you to wait till the next round, but we are still going strong. I have yet to see this timer fall below 23 hours and 50 minutes. I believe 53 is the smallest I've ever seen it. But I'm also not watching this thing like a hawk, because in order to... Donald Hump. Okay, so people are... Jesus Christ. People are buying like crazy. Let's see if this pops up. God damn. They don't call this thing FOMO for no reason. So 0.1228. Keep an eye on that 0.1228. We'll see if it refreshes in a couple minutes here. Dude. Guys, can you calm down with the buying? With all the buying? That cost him a pretty penny. 2,500. Jesus Christ. All right. Okay, so remember, guys, the idea behind it is that this is a jackpot. This amount of Ethereum will be paid, whatever that number is, when this countdown timer reaches 0. That is the amount of money that will be paid to the last person to buy. Okay? The last person to buy. It is not a lottery. Buying keys does not give you a chance to win this. The only person that will win is the last person who bought before that countdown timer reaches 0. However, the dividends on this thing are pretty darn good. That's why I'm into it. My plan is just to simply... I initially bought in for 0.1, so I'm hoping that I'll have like 0.2 in here. I've already pulled out I already pulled out 0.08. So my plan is when this round ends, if I happen to catch it in time, I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to try to buy one key. Just, but the chances of winning are extremely low, guys. You're going to have to be a really good sniper to hit this. A lot of people have their eye on that prize. But what I am looking to do is once this round ends, another round begins 1 hour later. So not a whole lot of downtime between rounds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and withdraw everything that is in my gains back into my wallet, send 0.1 back into the platform, because if you do that between rounds, it just puts it straight into here, into your vault. And then as soon as the round opens, I'm going to buy another 0.1. And my goal is to get more than 0.1 in dividends for every round, right? And keep whatever is over 0.1. And just keep recycling that 0.1 and pulling anything above 0.1 back into my wallet, okay? It is a game. It is zero sum. And so, yes, I can lose money doing this. However, on this round, I've already doubled my money, so I'm good. that. Oh, I will call him back. Actually. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I've been trying to get a hold of my dad for a while. You know, it's just good to catch up every once in a while. So let's see if all that buying action... No. Let's see if all that buying action that was happening earlier in the video got me a little bit more of this. So we were at 1228. And keep in mind, guys, only investing 0.1. You know, my dividends are not very large. It takes a lot of action up here for me to really see a good little return down here. But as you can see, that did hook up a little bit there. So I got another 0003. Not too shabby. And sometimes it happens just like that, you know. And look, it's it's already back up to 57. I'm really enjoying FOMO 3D. I'm just loving it. So, strategies. What can we do for FOMO 3D? So, you can't sell your keys. So that immediately eliminates a lot of my favorite strategies. You know, namely, sell high, buy back in low. That kind of a thing. You know, and then you can choose whether or not to, when you buy back in for whatever you sold for to get more tokens, or perhaps buy back in with an amount to get you as many tokens as you had and pocket the change, or, you know, some variation. But with FOMO 3D, you can't sell your damn keys, man. They're just there. They will be automatically, quote unquote, sold when the contract ends. In reality, they're just burned. They're not actually sold. They're just burned. But before they get burned, so this is only, you know, a little less than half of the Ethereum that's in the contract. From what I understand, there's, you know, this is 40%. There's another 40% on reserve, so this same number here. Damn, somebody just bought a fuck ton of keys. Another 40%, you know, so this number is mirrored. And when this countdown hits 0, this number gets paid to the winner, whoever bought the key last. And the same amount gets paid to the contract in dividends. So that is what you get here. And then once the dividends have been received, the keys are burned. So for me, anyway, let me go over my 3 basic strategies here. First, the one that I am employing is to just buy in the beginning of a round, or as close to the beginning of a round as you can get, and just ride those dividends. You know, I'm actually considering now, I'm FOMOing back into FOMO here. I might just reinvest everything off of this initial round and get more keys for next round, and hopefully get more dividends from there, and then just do my initial strategy, which is my initial strategy was just, you know, I invested 0.1, and so I was going to reinvest 0.1 next round, and anything above 0.1 goes into my wallet, just into my pocket. So this way I can just keep playing and playing and playing, right? Guys, 24,000 keys? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Jesus, look at that. Look. Oh my God. Thank you, someone. Thank you so much, guy. Anyway, so that's the basic, you know, my first basic strategy is, you know, invest whatever you're going to invest. Keep that number in mind. Little man, hey, little man, I know, you don't, it's hard to part with your money. I get it. I understand it. You're hesitant. Okay, one sec. I'll be back, guys. Okay, I'm going to try and finish this video. So, first basic strategy, invest whatever you're going to invest. Keep that number in mind. Okay, so if it's 0.1, remember 0.1. If it's 0.5, remember 0.5. If it's 50, see me after class. But if it's 50, keep 50 in mind. And your goal is to get back up to that number in dividends in this exit scammed plus, right? So the idea, you know, say if you had 1 Ethereum, you would be looking for 1 Ethereum in here before the end of the round. Okay, anything over 1 Ethereum, you put back into your damn Trust wallet or your MetaMask or whatever. Send it back to your wallet, okay? And it's really easy to do that. You can actually, earlier I was talking about sending it back to your wallet and sending it back and wasting all this gas doing it, but it's actually going to be easier to do that because when you go to purchase, you can just click on that right there. Okay, now it's going to ask you to approve because blah, blah. You know, so you could do whatever, you know. Say you got 1 Ethereum in your vault, you would just click this button instead of this button. And then all you do, yeah, I know I don't have 1 Ethereum. Why do you have to tell me this, guy? Anyway, instead of sending it from your wallet, it'll just take it from your vault. You know, so you can play around with that to do it that way. You know, I'm just gonna hope to get more keys than I did last time, so I'm hoping to get 1,000 keys next round and just ride those dividends. But we'll see how many I can get, because I missed the launch by like 20 minutes or something like that. So I was in very, very early on launch day, but I wasn't in like right away. So obviously the earlier you get in, the further your ETH goes as far as keys. So that's strategy number 1. Hold off your initial investment to go back into the second round. To put that same amount in the second round, and anything over that investment goes back in your wallet. So you can just play and play and play round after round after round without having to send any more money in. You know, you're just pulling it out at this point. You know, you're just riding those dividends, right? It's kind of like just generating money for you, right? We talk about passive income a lot on the channel, and this is one of those ways. I see this as a way to generate that without having to put a whole bunch of money on the line. So let's move on from that. I think I've talked that to death. Option 2, sniper, no sniping. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Dora the Explorer lately, and I freaking hate that show, but damn is it catchy. 1,500 keys. Damn, dude, this guy just dropped an ETH and a half into here. Anyway, sniper, no sniping. So what are you going to do to do this? Well, you're probably not going to buy in right now. You're just going to wait. You're just going to watch like some pervert, you know, some perv in the corners. Just sit there and watch and be like, I like to watch. What you're watching for is you're watching for this timer, okay? Now, I would highly suggest, if you're doing this, use an alarm, right? So don't just sit here and spend the next, 2 or 3 weeks of your life staring at this damn website all day long, waiting for the timer to drop down, right? Use an alarm. So you come in here, right, and you see 23:59. So you're going to set an alarm for this time tomorrow, right? Minus a couple of minutes, right? So it's currently 13:43. I would set my alarm for 13:41 tomorrow, right? Timer goes off. I immediately come and look at FOMO 3D. And I'm just looking at this, right? If it's back up to 23:59 again, well, do the same damn thing. Set that alarm for, I don't know, maybe 13:35 or whatever. Whatever it is, whatever the time on this is, set it for that time in the future, minus a couple minutes to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. Now, after you're done waiting, You log in, your alarm goes off, you log in, and you see a minute and a half in here. First of all, keep watching, because I would be fucking shocked if the first time this happens and it gets down to like 2 minutes or a minute and a half or a minute, if it doesn't just immediately skyrocket with like 3,000 people, everyone just trying to buy one key. So keep an eye on that, you know, and what you're going to want to do at that point, though, is you are going to want to stay close to your computer, check in on it every minute or so, and every time it gets down to 30 seconds, you're going to buy a key. So you can just click this right here, right? Just click on that, and it's going to generate a transaction for you for the current key price for one damn key, right? And if I was trying to snipe and it was at 30 seconds, I would set the gas. I'd probably just add a freaking 0, right? Whatever, dude. Or 250 is the max. So I'd probably just max it at 250, right? And so I might be paying $30 in gas, but that transaction is going to take less than 30 seconds to go through, right? And that would be the worst thing in the world for your transaction to go through like 2 seconds too damn late, right? So that would be how you attempt to snipe it. I will say, unless I happen to get very lucky and catch it with less than 30 seconds left on the clock, I probably won't be able to help myself from trying, right? Because this is a lot of money. I would love to have that, right? So I would probably try. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But I'm not going to count on that as a strategy. I'm not... That's just not my deal. I understand the odds behind it. And this is why I don't go gambling in the casinos. Because chances are pretty high I'm not going to win. So that's strategy 1. Strategy 2. Jarhead, what's strategy 3? Strategy 3 is very, very similar to strategy 1 with a little bit of an exception. You're going to click on this menu and you're going to see P3D. All right, this is the original, the OG proof of weak hands. Yes, it is still around. Yes, people are still making money in it. Yes, it's crazy. Their average daily volume is, you know, let's just say I would love to have half of their daily volume just one time in and out of evolution. That would be nice. Especially if it was in and then out by the same amount. I would love that very, very much. So how are you going to play FOMO 3D with proof of weak hands? Well, FOMO 3D, 10% of the volume that goes into here, right? 10% of that damn volume goes to proof of weak hands. Okay, remember how I said the pot was only 40%? There's another 40% that's going, right? 10% goes to proof of weak hands as dividends. So, what's a guy to do? Well, if I wanted to really play it safe and I had a pretty good amount of Ethereum, because these coins are costly now, let's just see what 5 Ethereum will get me. 5 Ethereum would get me 411 P3D tokens. Okay. Does it show you how many tokens there are, period? And you can still see I was in P3D. Right? I got out around 15K, got in around 1K, just after 1K. So I made a pretty good little chunk of change on P3D, but I have been out for quite a while. But last time I looked at the balance of P3D, which is before FOMO launched, there was like 4,000 Ethereum in it. So I'm assuming there's a pretty hefty number of coins in there. 411 damn coins isn't going to give you very much of this stake, right? But it will generate you dividends off of both this long game that is currently out and FOMO 3D. Keep in mind, guys, they are doing a short game with shorter rounds. Both of those are going to be set up the same way as far as the dividends are concerned. So all of the FOMO volume will directly benefit P3D. And anyone that holds P3D, which, if you wanted to be safe and just ride these dividends out, this might be your better option, provided you have the upfront money to get into it, because it's You know, like a small guy like me, I got 0.1, right? My initial investment that I put into FOMO 3D would have only got me 8 damn coins. The fuck am I gonna do with 8 coins, right? So, you know, but let's just say you're a certain developer, right, who is part of this, you know, militant band of hooligans. Some would say the leader, you know, and you had 52 Ethereum just laying around. Well, that would get you 4,200 P3D tokens, which would probably be a fairly significant dividend action going on, right? I can't tell you how much because I don't know. I'm not in P3D anymore, so I haven't been watching that. But this would be a lot more passive than option or strategy 1, which is, you know, just buying at the start of each round, ride the dividends out, and keep playing. This is buy one time and just sit on it. Just sit. Rotate if you wish. I don't judge. So those are my 3 basic strategies. Strategy 1, buy in at the beginning of a round of FOMO, ride the dividends out. Your goal is to get greater than your buy-in amount in dividends, right? So at the end of the round, you can start the next round with the same amount and pocket the change. Strategy 2 would be sniping. It's a long shot. Good luck. I would love to see either one of my subscribers or one of the WPI subscribers. I would love to see that Ethereum in one of our pockets. That would be great. But it's a long shot, guys. I'm going to tell you that up front. It's a very, very long shot. I'm not going to stop you from trying, though. And option 3, just go play the original P3D game, right? Dividends are going to be flowing into this thing like fucking honey, okay? So if you've got a decent amount to start with, that might not be a bad idea. However, that is definitely not for the smaller guys. That's going to do it for this video. I think I've gone on way too damn long. Keep posted. Watch for Country Boy's live stream. That will signal the payouts that have happened for Evolution this week. And it's payday, boys. It is payday. Keep that in mind. You know, we are still fairly small in the trading account. I think we have 27 in there right now. If we don't have it in there right now, we're right on the verge of it. So we've been discussing there might be an idea, a vote coming out to roll over profits, right? So instead of paying every week, we'd pay every other week. And, you know, so on even weeks, for instance, we would pay out the dividends into the contract. And on odd weeks, we would go ahead and roll that profit over back into the balance. So let's say that week we generated 1.5 Ethereum in the trading account. We would just keep that in the trading account. This way it'll slowly increase. Even if we stop getting volume in Evolution, the game, this will still slowly increase our trading account, right? Which the goal is to have a lot of Ethereum in these trading accounts because it takes a lot of money to make a lot of money. You know, especially if you're splitting it 100,000 ways, which right now there's 100,000 Evo tokens. So we're not going to start seeing really, really good dividends on paydays until we are at a point where we are sending in 10 Ethereum on paydays, right? Which that is possible. It is achievable in the future, right? But it's going to take some time to get there, guys. You're going to need a little bit of patience, you know. It is a long-term game. It's what I've said from day one, you know. Now, obviously, I have sold about half of my tokens at this point. So if there are other things that you want to do, right, perhaps you are not happy with, you know, the length of time it's taking and you have other projects you want to get into, well, that's going to be a calculated decision on your part. You know, I didn't take any losses because I have made my initial investment in dividends before I sold a single token. But I was also positioned very well in the beginning. So this is not the case for everybody. You know, so you gotta have to, you know, take a look at it, see if you're willing to take a loss to get into this project. right? I would highly suggest you wait until you are no longer taking a loss, because it's the only thing it's going to take is time for that to be true. But I'm also not going to stop anybody from selling. In fact, I want people to sell. I just don't want people to sell for a loss. But it is your money. It is a long game, guys. The evolution game is a long one. So I don't blame anybody that wants to go ahead and sell. Mad Dog, I am looking right at you. Right at you. Anytime you're ready, buddy, you just let me know. And we'll see if we can get CryptoMedic to make you a special video just for you. On second thought, don't sell those tokens. Don't do that. I don't want to scar you like that. Medic, if you're listening, I love you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. For anyone that doesn't know, Medic has had some health complications. So if you could keep him in your prayers, that would be very appreciated. You know, we all are hoping for good news from you, sir. That is going to finally do it for this long-ass video. I do apologize for the length. There's just a lot of stuff I wanted to go over. You know, the arbitraging and everything else. It's been a very interesting day. And then there's that, I did a small video on another zero-sum contract, Jiggs.io. It is still young. It is still very, very fresh. I think there is maybe an Ethereum in there, maybe. If it'll load. Okay, so there's one Ethereum in there now. But again, guys, if you've ever wanted to get into a contract super early to be a whale on a budget, this is not a bad chance for you to do that. Because right now, a little bit of Ethereum does go a long way, guys. Okay, my phone will stop freaking out. For example, let's go ahead and pop a quarter Ethereum would get you almost 5,000 Jiggs, these coins. So if you wanted to be a whale on a budget, not a bad idea. Just keep in mind, guys, it is a zero-sum game, so you're going to want to get in, make your money, and go ahead and pop out when it is smart for you to do so. I've actually already sold my Jiggs because, you know, on these zero-sum games, I'm not looking to double my damn money. I'm happy with about 20%. So I hit that, got out. That's, you know, done and done. But if you want to get into it, like I said, if you ever wanted to get into a contract early, you can't really get in much earlier than this. It's one Ethereum in the contract. There wasn't even a pre-mine on this one. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Like I said, I'm already out. You know, I've made my money on it, and I'm out. So for everyone else that still wants to play, it doesn't take too long as you don't get greedy. And the dividends on this one are very, very good. So that will do it for this video. Have a great day. Jarhead out. See you on Country Boys Stream.